Hello everyone, my name is Vaishnavi Mahadev Vallekar. Today is a technical topic, so we are discussing onto the pharmacovigilance overview. The pharmacovigilance is defined as it is a science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and the prevention of an adverse drug reactions. The pharmacovigilance is derived from the two words, that is Greek and the Latin words. The pharmacon is derived from the Greek word which means the medicines, and the vigilance is derived from the Latin words to means keep the watch. Then the history of the pharmacovigilance. Thalidomide tragedy. The thalidomide tragedy, it is the biggest medical disasters occurs into the 1950s, which results into the horrific birth defect. The thalidomide drug is given to the pregnant women for the morning sickness, but later than it results into the horrific birth defects. Nowadays, that drug is used for the cancers and the leprosy. In the 2010, the pharmacovigilance program of India is launched. Then the objectives of the pharmacovigilance: to promote the public health, to improve the safety of the drugs, to improve the safety of the patients, then minimizing the use of the animals without compromising with safety, efficacy, and the quality of the drug products, to identify the safety signals, to identify the benefit risk ratio, then to create the nationwide system for the reporting of an adverse drug reactions, then to find out the unknown adverse drug reactions, to promote the public health, to create the awareness into the publics about the safe use of the drugs, to improve the rational use of the drugs, then improve the rational use of the drugs. Then the pharmacovigilance is done for the humanitarian concerns. ADRs are expensive. Then improve the public health to create the awareness into the public about the health conditions. Then improve the rational use of the drugs. Then the pharmacovigilance is necessary because the new medicines are developed over a period of several years, and their safety, efficacy, and the quality is determined into the clinical and the preclinical trials. The clinical and the preclinical trials are essential part of the pharmacovigilance. The preclinical trials are those trials which is done onto the animals before the drug is tested onto the human beings. After the successful results of the preclinical trials, the clinical trials are conducted. In the preclinical trials, the animals used like guinea pig, rabbit, rat, mice, etc., monkey, etc. The clinical trials are those trials which is done onto the human beings after the successful results of the preclinical trials. The clinical trials are done to assess the safety, efficacy, and the quality of the drug product. The clinical trials includes the several phases, like phase 0, it is a microdosing phase 1, it is a human pharmacological phase 2, it is a therapeutic exploratory phase 3, it is a therapeutic confirmatory phase, and the last one, it is a post-marketing phase 4, it is a post-marketing surveillance. Then the limitations of the clinical trials are time limitation, gender bias, then age limitations, concomitant drugs, then the disease conditions, then the exposure during the pregnancy, then the healthy volunteers. Then the importance of the pharmacovigilance to improve the safe use of the drugs, improve the rational use of the drugs, then supports the regulatory authorities, then the different reporting forms used to report the adverse drug reactions. The reporting method is used like the routine reporting, aggregate reporting, and the periodic safety update reporting. Aggregate reporting are those reporting which collects the cumulative safety data of an adverse drug reactions from the different sources. Then the key components of the pharmacovigilance, it is the adverse event reporting systems. Adverse event reporting system, adverse event is defined as any untoward, harmful, untoward, unwanted, harmful reactions onto human body which body does not want. Then these reporting are done. The different countries have the different reporting forms to report the adverse drug reactions. And then the signal detection. Signal detection is to determine the safety concerns from the reported information. Then the risk management plans. The risk management plans, it is the process of assessing, identifying, and the prevention of the risk associated with that drugs throughout the drug life cycles. Then risk management plans. Then risk management. Post marketing surveillance, it is the last phase of the clinical trials. The post marketing surveillance is done when the drug is launched into the market. The main aim of the post marketing surveillance to monitor the long term safety of the drugs. Then the regulatory interventions means to change the labels informations or the etc. Then the pharmacovigilance methods. There are different pharmacovigilance methods like active method, passive method, then comparative observational studies. The active method includes the sentinel sites, drug event monitoring, and the registries. The passive method includes the spontaneous reporting and the case series. Comparative observational studies includes the case control studies, cross-sectional studies, and the cohort studies. Then the sources of the PV, spontaneous reporting, social medias, then the different reporting forms, literature surveys, etc. Then the steps involved into the pharmacovigilance, collection of the data. The data is collected from the different sources. Then analysis of that data. Then reporting to the regulator authority. Then risk assessment, and last one, it is the regulatory interventions. Then the different countries have their different regulatory authorities, regulatory forms, and the softwares to report the adverse drug reactions. The regulatory authority of the India is the Central Drug Standard Control Organizations. For the UK, it is a MHRA. For the Australia, it is a Therapeutic Good Administrations. For the US, it is United States Food and Drug Administrations. For the Japan, it is Pharmaceutical Medicines Device Agency. The reporting form for the different countries are: for the India, it is a suspected adverse drug reactions reporting forms. For the US, yellow card scheme is used. For the US, Medwash form is used. For the UK, yellow card scheme is used. For the Australia, blue card scheme is used. Blue card scheme is used. And the SIOMs, it is a worldwide used forms to report the adverse drug reactions. Then the different countries have their different softwares to report the adverse drug reactions. For the India, it is a SUGAM. For the USA, it is a PharmaReady. Then for the Europe, it is a Udra Vigilance. For the Canada, it is a Canada Vigilance database. Then the database used into the software used to report the adverse reaction. It is the Argus. It is a worldwide used software to report the adverse drug reaction. Then the different softwares used to report the adverse drug reactions like VGFlow, VGBase, VGMobiles, etc. And the Argus, it is a commonly used softwares. Then to report the adverse drug reaction, the case should be valid. The case should be valid. The case is considered valid when it includes an identifiable patient, an identifiable reporter, a suspect drug, and at least one adverse drug reactions. If any one criteria is missing, then the case is considered to be invalid. Thank you.